Speaking of inductees, our next inductee was known for having the gift of gab. He was known also as a referee that stood for the law and order, a manager with an amazing fashion sense, and as a promoter who genuinely wanted the history of professional wrestling in St. Louis to continue to become what it is today. Here to induct Black Glove Butch Fletcher into the Independent St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame is 2025 Hall of Famer Doc Lombardi.
This wrestling stuff does, they beat you to death. Okay, congratulations to the inductee Butch. Thank all you guys for coming today and representing the Hall of Fame. For some, well, I'm sorry. If it wasn't for some of you guys, we wouldn't be here. Let's get to it. Butch career spanned over 30 plus years. That's a long time in this business. He worked for various organizations, had a successful organization of his own. He started out as a photographer, of all things, for wrestling at the Chanks. How cool could that be? He was a wrestler, a referee, commentator, ring announcer. Matter of fact, back in the day, he was one of my mentors. Taught me a lot of this business. And in my gimmick, my character, I wanted to incorporate something that Butch had for years. And that was the black glove. Even though I did a biker gimmick, that's why I did the black gloves. So, without further ado, I would like to induct at this time Black Glove. Okay. Well, we had a lot of time for remembering stuff, right?
Well, first off, sitting out here, I love my hair girl for this, by the way, and I just really kind of regret it now, but you know, it's just incredible that, well, first off, it's incredible I never imagined myself ever being here. Second off, I look at the people who've been inducted in this Hall of Fame, and it's people I've worked with, people I've had the opportunity to watch, grow up with, and grow with, and watch them start and continue in the career of wrestling, continue in their families, their children, having their children go into wrestling. And it's an incredible feeling to think we refer to ourselves as family here. I gotta move this up a little bit because it's starting to bother my back here. But we call ourselves family here, but it's a lot truer than you think, because we watch our people grow up, and we live and we live and we basically laugh and cry and live and die, you know, even with everybody around. So many people that were before me that are not able to be here today. And if I could take a second, I'd really like to take a second and acknowledge the people who are not with us anymore, but who are still the people who helped pave our way. If we could get a round of applause for somebody. sure we all have a mentor that's not here. I hope they're keeping track of my time here, by the way, too, because we don't have a timekeeper here or anything, so.
Jim's been on it since the beginning.
But, you know, I had Destry in one of them, and he was telling me, yeah, you've been 4 minutes, man. I'm like, yeah, shut up. I mean, it's 30, basically, I can't figure out if it's, yeah, I know it's well over 30, 38 years, but I had some times when I wasn't there. But the people who got me started, there's so many of them that aren't here that I'm kind of sad to see them not here, but in the same vein, I'm kind of proud to try to help bring a little bit of the tradition to the sport I loved. I loved it since I was a kid. I grew up watching it, as probably most of you, if not all of you, grew up watching wrestling at the Chase. And the incredible, you know, going back to George Abel, Sam Mineker, George Abel, Sam Mineker, Larry Matisick, and I'll leave it at that because I'm old, I can't remember a whole lot. There's been so many people that have been so kind, they say, oh, but you got me started. I'm like, no. You got yourself started. You had to step up there. Me, I wrestled briefly a little bit. It wasn't my main forte. I was actually more of a manager back at the stage, you know, backstage guy. But you guys did it. Because if you go out there in front of a crowd, which is really scary for some people, and you stink, they're gonna let you know. Wrestling fans are brutal, man. They are brutal, believe me. And if you're not getting over with them, they'll let you know, and they'll let you know with their pocketbook too. And you'll eventually find yourself without work. So those of you who stayed here, you've obviously found the right combination. You've obviously found hopefully the right way to do it. There's been a lot of places where you can learn, not always right way to learn. And I can say that it's and I'll use the word in this case, I'll use the word incestuous because guys are trained by people who weren't properly trained, who go on to train other people and it turns into something starts with cluster. I won't say the rest of it, but you know, there's guys up here who basically they carry the flag for us. They carry on the tradition that we so envisioned that we wanted. We wanted for this area, not only for the area but for the sport. And I look at the people who are in the Hall of Fame. People I grew up watching on television, watching at shows, and watching everywhere else too, and watching him in person, and as my friends, as my coworkers, as my colleagues, as my family. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who has ever, even so much as watched a videotape of me, or me and my guys, because I tell you what, without the guys, the managers aren't nothing. The promoters aren't anything. You know, without the guys being there to draw the crowds, it just isn't happening. And that's why I want to say to all you people a very heartfelt thanks for making this one of the main events in my life. That's it, basically. I'll move on now. And I did forget something though, didn't I? While we're doing this here, I got so wrapped up in this, I forgot one major thing here. I've got to do this one more time because it's been so much of a thing with my name being Black Love, which is a name that Frank Reed gave me. But gotta put it on one more time because, guys, that's it. This is the top. This is the height. It's probably one of the most important days of my life outside of my children being born and my getting married. The second time too.
Nice cutter.
But thank you everybody. I love you all. And hopefully